in my soul. And another feeling that I've just gotta go. I can hear them calling, but cries are in my ears. I gotta get going, I just can't stay here.
After a while, this belief, it was kind of disappearing a little bit. I mean, I still believe that God could help me, but the stronger I got, the less use I had for God to help me, because I could help myself, so I didn't need Him. Unless it was like life or death situation, then I would ask God to help me. And in fact, when I was like 15, these incredible things happened in my life. Was that, in some areas in Italy, you have a lot of rocks. You have the sand on the sea, but there is some areas of just rocks, and people go swimming there. So, but this day it was impossible to swim because it was like it wasn't raining, but it was a storm of wind. It was very strong wind, and the sea was really waves, like big waves. And the reason we went there is just, it's like a thrill in a way. You see these big waves splashing on the rocks, and then there is like a huge splash, and with the wind, the water goes everywhere. It's kind of nice actually to see this near, when you're near. So, but the rocks are not smooth. These are different kind of rocks. They are more like very sharp, like razor sharp. So, in other words, you have to be careful when you walk on it, especially if you are barefooted, because you can cut yourself if you're not careful. Anyway, we are standing there. There is about 6, 7 of us. There is also boys and girls, and we all watching, the sea, doing this, these big waves and stuff like that. And then suddenly I just jump in the water. I just jumped, and it was just an impulse of things for somebody to do that. And I don't know exactly why I did that. I mean, now I'm thinking about what did I do it for? Maybe it was to impress my friends. But then I realized how dangerous it was once I was in the water. So everyone is also telling me to swim as fast as I could to stay away from the waves. So I started swimming, and so that the waves will not drag me to the rocks, and I get hurt. But now I was a bit like 50 meters away, on the sea, in the middle of the sea, and what happens when you are far away, the sea is going up and down like this, because there is no waves, so the sea goes up and down. And I realized I'm getting very tired. I said, wow, I have to do something quickly here, because once you get tired, you cannot swim anymore. Not with this sea, you cannot swim with that kind of sea. So I realized in that moment that I had only one chance, and one chance only, is to swim ashore while I have the energy to do it. But how can I get ashore when at one point the wave is going bigger and bigger and it's just splashing, It's kind of very scary and dangerous to do anything like this. But I realized that maybe I can swim on top of the wave and let the wave lift me up and go to the shore. You see, now I'm thinking about this quite often and say, but is it this logical possible to do something like that? Is it even scientifically possible? Did someone actually swim on top of the wave? I still don't know the answer to this thing, if it's actually possible. But I believe that I can do it. And so I say, okay, help me God, help me to do this thing, So I asked for God to help me. And I'm waiting for the right wave to come along. So, and when I see this, there is like a big wave behind me, I start swimming and swimming as fast as I can. And I can see myself right now when I think about this experience, that I'm actually on top of the wave. So, and I'm not sure if it's the wave or maybe there is like an invisible hand behind. I don't know what it is, but I'm on top of the wave and I'm swimming and I'm managed to grab the rock at one point, and then all of a sudden the wave just drops out. And of course I cannot move anymore because there is like a huge vacuum because the wave is retreating. And I'm just standing there waiting until I have the strength to get up. But I have to do this quite fast because the next wave is just right behind me, it's coming. And so, and I don't know, somehow I'm just, running on top and I miss the wave. And that's how I survived this experience. But now when I think, I say, this is crazy, it's like, I should have been dead, I should have drowned, I see that there is people drown easily sometimes, because of the sea is not, it's not calm. But this is like, nobody would ever go in the sea with a weather like this. In fact, there was no boats, there was no fishermen, there was nobody, there was just water and waves. So I realized, wow, this is it's an amazing thing to happen. So, and there is more and more things that I cannot really explain, but it happened to me. And another occasion was that, in Italy everyone is playing soccer. So when you come out of school, you just play soccer. It's just something that everybody's doing. Most kids anyway is doing. In those days we had no computer, we had no telephones. So we had to do something, to keep ourselves entertained. So we're playing soccer in this place that we usually play every day in this area. And suddenly I hear this big explosion, boom, I said, wow, it's like, I just turned because it was behind me. And when I turned, I see the front of this church building that were doing like a renovation in those days because it was like an old church. It had collapsed, it had fallen down, this boom. And when I turned around, it was like 10 feet away from me. It was very nearby. I was there so many times because when I had to catch the ball, I would just go and it just happened the ball to be in the right spot at that moment. So I escaped being crushed by the stones. And my life was spared in that moment. Just to show you that sometimes things happen and you don't know why. There was the mother of my friend that was playing with me. She got killed in that moment. He didn't know, that his mother was just happened to pass by. And, when he went home, his mother never come back. And then suddenly, after realized that she had killed. Not so many people, maybe 2 or 3 people were crushed from this building, and his mother happened to be one of those people. Imagine, you lose your mother just like this when you're so young. And we needed our mothers more than ever in those days because, the mother was the one who ran everything. Italian woman, they do everything. So this another experience like that.